for causing over 8.9 million cedis financial loss to the state. Former General Manager for Akonta Mining Company Limited, Edward Akwako, reveals how the company mined in forest reserves without permit in testimony. Also coming up this morning, President John Dramani Mahama cast sought for construction of 200-kilometer Wenchi-Bole Solar Wire Road network. Well, we have details of these stories and many more coming up in the next 20 minutes if you spend your time with me. You can also get interactive with us. We are live on Facebook. It's TV3 Ghana. Now, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, has recommended that the former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, be banned from holding public office for 5 years. And the findings referred the former GRA boss to the Attorney General for possible prosecution. This recommendation follows findings of corruption, fraud and breaches of procurement procedures during the tenure as head of the authority.
The Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, conducted investigations into alleged corruption by Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amoah over some infractions in the award of contract for the supply of vehicles and other logistics to 3 companies. The complaint was filed in August 2022 by a civil society organization, the Movement for Truth and Accountability. The group demanded that SHRAJ investigate the awarding of contract to the companies. The complainants alleged corruption and fraud against the former Commissioner General of the GRA. Despite a last-minute withdrawal, SHRAJ proceeded with the investigation and commended the complainant for showing public-spiritedness in lodging the complaint. SHRAJ argued that Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, in his capacity as head of the GRA, is responsible and accountable under Section 17 of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 633, as amended for action taken and for instructions as regards the implementation of this act. SHRAJ, after its investigations, recommended that the respondent be disqualified from holding any public office for a period of 5 years from the date of this decision. SHRAJ further noted that the former GRA boss's actions caused financial loss to the state of about 9 million cedis. The SHRAJ findings referred the former GRA boss and the directors of the 3 companies to the Attorney General for possible prosecution and the recovery of the sum lost to the state.
And now the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment is warning of the dangers of drug abuse among the youth, which is leading to an increase in mental health issues. The ministry says this could have a devastating impact on Ghana's future if not properly addressed.
What was once a hidden habit is now spilled into classrooms, hotels, and even social gatherings, threatening the country's future workforce. More young people are turning to drugs, from weed to other powerful opioids.
Sometimes I could take some tablets to just feel so hefty to work.
Now for some years, I actually work alongside Yes, a drubi, a conumbi na jaya, timid, acquire Jumaco, Acobohad. I'm a coso bishia, and Sam in the mise, or the Kawanwa and the Giano in your easy.
In some schools, teachers are reporting rising absenteeism and truancy. Counselors say more students are struggling with anxiety and depression linked to substance use. Minister for Youth Empowerment, George Pariado, says the situation has reached alarming levels.
Access to drugs is disturbingly easy. Young people obtain substances from peers, local pubs, street kiosks, and increasingly from on-campus dealers that operate discreetly. 44% say drugs improve sexual performance, but 32% do not. Urgent action is needed to address these perceptions.
Touching on the mental health challenges among Ghanaian youth, the minister noted gambling is a major contributing factor.
Mental health challenges are rising among Ghanaian youth, with depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and suicidal behavior being most common. Study shows 8% of tertiary students and 90% of the general population experience depression. Gambling has further increased mental health issues. 43.6% of young gamblers face depression, while 68.8% report anxiety. And so the betting issue is an issue that must be brought to the fore, so we discuss into details, because it has a lot of negatives than positives.
More collaboration between the relevant state agencies, including strengthening market surveillance and compliance monitoring, is crucial to tackle the use of illicit drugs among the youth.
Away from drug abuse, anti-corruption campaigners have welcomed President John Dramani Mahama's directive for the Auditor General to conduct a forensic audit into Ghana's hosting of the 13th All-Africa Games. And the President's order follows findings submitted by the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB. The Ghana hosted the Games from March 8 to 23, 2024. While the event boosted national pride and showcased new sporting facilities, it also drew public criticism over the level of spending, with reports indicating more than $995 million went into infrastructure and another $46 million into operations. The audit will examine all financial and operational aspects of the Games, including procurement, expenditure, infrastructure, and post-event management. President John Dramani Mahama has given the Auditor General until mid-December 2025 to submit the report. In more news this morning, the Minister of Sport and Recreation, Kofi Adams, has announced government's plans to construct a state-of-the-art sports stadium in the Oti region and two others in the Boto region. And the initiatives forms part of the government's broader effort to enhance sports facilities nationwide, nurture regional talent, promote community engagement, and improve local sports infrastructure.
As we speak now, Volta region have two teams in the Premier League. The Pando House of Lions and Hohoe United. So the Volta region and Ho Stadium, for that matter, will benefit from these planned projects. So the Minister for Finance in his budget will be making some announcements, and we'll see what we can start with next year and what can be added in subsequent years. So we are very much aware. We have had a series of engagements. We've sent a number of persons to that facility to look at. The NSA has gone in there. The regional minister has extended invitation to NSA again, and we are very much aware. It all boils down to the resources. But
Kofi Adams is the Minister for Sports and Recreation. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Morning News on TV3 with me, George Quidin. And now President John Dramani Mahama has cut short for the construction of the 200-kilometer Wenchi Bole Solar Wire Road network to open up to N112 into neighboring countries as part of the Big Push agenda. At a ceremony to break the ground in Solar of the Savannah region, both the Roads Minister and President Mahama have indicated that the High Push agenda is achieving its intended purpose.
Your Excellency, from Wenchi to Wa will be around 200 kilometers of road. Your Excellency, no government has ever created this level of ambition. Yes, indeed, a section of this road was awarded before you came, but the contractor never turned up to site because the financing was never secured. You are the one who came, and you did not cancel that contract. You included it in the Big Push. That is why we are doing from Wenchi to Wa today.
We are here to cut sword to cover 3 regions: Bono East, Savannah, and Upper West regions. Today's sword cutting covers the reconstruction of the road all the way from Wenchi to Wa. The road is going to be reconstructed. It will be a new road, very well constructed, so that it can adjust to the traffic that it's carrying as an international route to the landlocked countries in Burkina Faso and Mali. At the same time, today represents a sword cutting for the reconstruction of the Fofoso Solar Road. As you can see, the Solar Fofoso Road was completed when I was president. Unfortunately, due to lack of maintenance, many parts of the road have deteriorated. And so the same contractor who's working on the Winchiwa Road has also been asked to work on the Fufulso to Sola Road. We're here to open a new corridor of progress, to reconnect regions, markets, and families, to renew the promise of inclusive development, and to affirm that every part of Ghana deserves modern infrastructure, dignity, and opportunity.
And now Ghana has achieved a major economic milestone with consumer inflation dropping to 8.0% in October. And this marks the 10th consecutive monthly decline and brings the rate to its lowest level since June 2021.
The 8% year-on-year figure for October is down by 9.4% in September, placing the rate precisely at the central point of the Bank of Ghana's medium-term target band of 8% plus or minus 2. This is the lowest inflation rate in 4 years. The continued slowdown reflects the impact of tight monetary policy and the stabilization efforts under the current economic program. According to government statistician Dr. Alhassan Idrisu, declining food prices are primarily responsible for the overall drop.
Month-on-month inflation, prices actually fell a little by 0.4%. So on the average, things cost slightly less in October than in September. This continued slowdown confirms that Ghana's prices are stabilizing after a long period of volatility. Food prices went up 9.5% in October compared to last year. Food prices, however, fell by 1% between September and October this year.
This achievement provides a major boost to government ahead of the 2026 budget presentation, signaling that the nation is transitioning from a period of high instability toward sustained economic recovery.
For government, maintaining fiscal discipline and investing in storage, irrigation, and roads will help keep food prices steady. For businesses, this is a time to cut waste, improve efficiency, and buy more from local supplies. For households, take advantage of falling inflation to budget carefully, avoid unnecessary spending, and save when prices are low.
The Bank of Ghana will now face the challenge of maintaining this stability while balancing the need to stimulate economic growth amid calls for further rate cuts.
And now residents of Sapeman and its adjoining communities have raised concerns over the absence of a footbridge. During a protest on Tuesday, residents said they were consulted before construction began, but their proposals were ignored. Residents say they can no longer remain silent as construction was progressed without any sign of a footbridge for Sapeman. What was intended to be a peaceful protest took a different turn as protesters blocked vehicles, causing massive traffic congestion.
Because our children, because government school is here, we live at the roadside, so they have to cross the bridge to school, so we need bridge.
Today, tomorrow, so we want the footbridge. When crossing the road, you find it difficult when crossing the road, and some of our students are scared from dying.
The Ewa chief of Supplement Farsi, Togwi Agasamaglu, explained that their survival was dependent on the construction of the footbridge.
They have to get for us. We are ready. We are not dragging with them, but they should see the environment and then know what they can do for us. Without the footbridge, I don't think we can feel survive here.
The assembly member of the Sapeman electoral area, Alom Avamega, on behalf of the residents, presented a petition to the assembly.
2 weeks to hear something from our petition. After 2 weeks, if you don't hear anything, my people said we will come back to the road and we will keep coming until something is done for us.
Receiving the petition, the Ghana West Municipal Chief Executive, John Desmond Sowa, promised that the concerns of residents will be acted upon.
We have to go through redesigning, we have to go through procurement, we have to go through budgets, we have to go through so many instances before we can see the actual work on the ground. So as I've been saying to you, His Excellency, has already given us a thumb up. So it's about patience.
Apart from the MC, the president, the regional minister, the roads and highways minister have also been petitioned, and residents have placed a 2-week ultimatum on these demands. If these demands are not met within 2 weeks, they will hit the streets again. One of the things they are going to explore is to obstruct ongoing construction of the Okankor and Sawam Kumasi Highway. George Quinn, TV3 News, Sapperman. Well, if you're a resident of Sapperman or even Pobiman, let's know how serious this very issue is, the absence of a footbridge. We're active on Facebook as TV3 Ghana. Hopefully your comments will be read and shared to the rest of the world. Now, tensions flared in Parliament on Wednesday when members from both sides of the House traded jabs about which government has done better in the fight against illegal mining. While members from the majority say the past government failed to tackle the menace, the opposition has equated the arrest of an NDC lawmaker to the struggles of the current administration in the ending of that very menace. This is what unfolded in Parliament.
I want to commend government for the effort made so far, even though I believe that more must be done again, Mr. Speaker, to bring this under control. For example, the introduction of the Blue Water Guard, Mr. Speaker, is a very, very important intervention. Mr. Speaker, recently, the LI that allow for mining in forest reserves have also been revoked. And Mr. Speaker, I believe that these are very decisive steps that have been taken to deal with this menace.
We had hope. Ghanaians had faith. They believed in our brothers in opposition, thinking that within the shortest possible time, Galamsey will be a thing of the past. What do we see today? It is even aggravating. I will never blame the NDC government. I want to be a good citizen. But I'm asking them first to apologize to us and Ghanaians for lying to us. The deception, the propaganda, the lies you told Ghanaians. Let us all understand the fact that some of these issues must be given the needed national attention, devoid of politics.
Mr. Speaker, we're in this country where people told us that they had put their presidency on the line and ended up with the presidency at home and left us with Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, we are making sure that those environments that you destroyed will reclaim those environments. And you should be clapping for John Mahama for wanting to save your environment.
Your own member of parliament, no MP so far has been accused or arrested because of Galamsey. But an NDC member of parliament led tax to go and attack security forces because of Galamsey. And you have the nerve, you have the audacity to accuse us. 5,000 excavators were moved. And excavators were being moved in the night. Yes. Why are you not arresting the supposed big people? Why are you shielding the big people? Why are you shielding them? It is because you are complicit.
We saw you in office in the last 8 years when you told the people of this country that your party was looking for money and the only way you could get money was to engage in Galamsey activities. The former defense minister wants to know who we have arrested. As we speak today, your regional chairman is facing trials. So we are going to go after all the big people who are living in Accra and sponsoring the young people to mine in our forests and destroy our water bodies.
The government should revitalize and invest in community-based mining cooperatives, not only name changing them, established under the previous government, and bring them under robust regulatory framework that enforces strict environmental and safety standards.
On that Galamsey note, we end the morning news. That's all time will allow us. For more news updates, just log on to our website, s3news.com. Alternatively, join my colleagues Marina Egbata and Kemini Amano on News Central at 12. Thanks for watching. In a world where you can be anything, just be kind. It costs nothing to be kind. Good morning.
feel from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go feel be luckiest.
And that's one of those early days of Lynx Entertainment, as always. All have been bringing out a lot of talent over the years, and now into the music business as far as having record management and artist management is concerned, has been one of the leading individuals right here in Ghana as well, at least for our contemporary times. The Gen Z era and all that. And that's a good one as well. So we're just doing a throwback, but this one is more like a more recent throwback as it is, and Richard Benz are there. His Lynx Entertainment bringing out those great individuals as well. And all
very
of them.
energetic song.
Yes, it is.
And the dance and all of that.
Yeah. How are you? I love your blue.
Thank you.
Is that from Eddie Joy as well?
Eddie Joy, yes.
I need to see that gentleman.
It's a woman.
Okay.
Yes.
I need to see her.
Yeah.
So, maybe one day you can do a video call with her so that we'll do a video conference
call. That would be lovely. Yes.
But as it is, you're welcome to the show. Remember, as always, you have to begin your day with Cash Out right here on TV3 Newday. And with Cash Out this very Thursday, it's just a build-up to the mega jackpot we'll be having tomorrow. And so we're going to give all of you 1,000 Ghana cedis to 10 people. The mega jackpot is tomorrow, the 7th of November, 2025. Wherever you find yourself, remember, the MG jackpot is certainly going to be the biggest of the season, and 20,000 Ghana cedis to be shared among 3 lucky winners, second to the other draws as well. And so we're going to have the first to second draws winning 5,000 Ghana cedis each, and the final draw taking home 10,000 Ghana cedis, all exclusive right here on TV3 Newday, and you're taking it home for the weekend. So just in case you're able to win the 10,000 Ghana cedis, you can blow the 5,000 over the weekend. All of it.
That was what I was going to say.
I'm giving them financial advice on how to chill the money. You know, body no be firewood.
I know, but don't blow it all away because you may not get it.
Yeah, body no be firewood. So as body no be firewood, I beg you, make you join we for the MG jackpot of the season, and it'll take place tomorrow morning. So Charlie, check like we won't make sure say we win some. So I go tell all my relatives, make them join. Them a padis or. So just with 10 Ghana cedis for each of the tickets, you're good to go. Yes, yeah. But today we're bringing you a regular cash out, and goes with the short code *439#. You have to choose option 2, increase the number of tickets. You become one of those lucky winners. I would say good morning to Kojo Bona, great guy. They are with Radio Entertainment organizing this as always, and they tend to do well. How are you? You're looking very beautiful and smashing.
Thank you.
Great. And you seem to have taken all in as well.
Thank you.
But I hope that you had a good sleep.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't sleep early though. But
yeah, I slept quite early, but the body has a clock, so in terms of how many hours
you become like a robot. 3, you're up.
Yes.
Well, welcome. Now you're used to it, so that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
What do we have for our great viewers this morning?
Yes, this morning we have a lot of things for you. We'll be talking about the general manager for Akonta Mining. Yeah.
That guy, he be snitch. He snitch on Shadrach. I didn't watch the lineup. Do you have the guys this thing? At least only the voice. We'll play it behind.
Yeah.
The guy snitched on Chemawun to me. The general manager of Akonta Mining was one of the accused.
Yeah.
All right.
And
now he's become a star witness for Dominic Ayini and then Dr. Sremsai.
Yes.
Oh,
and
he's really, Charlie, the guy be snitch.
Yeah, he's really...
I mean, Gen Z's go to say the guy be snitch. Or in my era, they'll say the guy be chuka. The guy be chuka. What's his name, Kara? Shadrach, find the name for us.
He's really revealing a lot of stuff against not just Akonta Mining, but Chemawun to me himself. So it's like the man is going to
I listened to him on the radio station when he was talking to, is it Kwame Tikesi? Edward Akwesidian.
Akwo, yes, yesterday.
And then he said that he's a member of the MPP, all right.
Yes.
But he would not be given the same credibility.
He said nobody took him seriously.
Okay. And then he made an instance when Chemawun to me went to Yoko. Everybody messed up mentioning Chemawun to Freewood to me, but they never mentioned him. And then he said that just in case Chemawun to me goes to jail, he'll be given presidential pardon. So I said, is it that your witness account will be so indicting that Chemawu to me will be jailed. I was thinking,
what he said
what
he said is quite serious.
I think we should ask the viewers what they make about.
Yeah. And the fact that
what they make of this.
He claimed in that interview yesterday that he wasn't, the executives wouldn't even mind him. They were not concerned about him. In fact, that was what he said. But after he decided he was going to be a star witness, everybody is calling him, and he's receiving a lot of calls. So so perhaps we would like to get your thoughts on it. But beyond that as well, on the big issue, we'll be looking at the indictment of the former Commissioner General for the GRA, the Ghana Revenue.
Reverend Dr. Amish Shaddai.
Yes, Amish Shaddai. The allegation is that his decision, or the fact that he breached procedures, procurement procedures, led to the state losing some 9 million Ghana cedis.
Oh, okay.
And so we'll look at that, as well as the Interior Minister's information that he gave us regarding, a bit of the ongoing investigations into the election-related deaths, both 2020 and 2024, and what is being done about it. And interesting that he's calling for the full implementation of the Emil Short investigation into the Ayawaso West Wogon incident that I'm sure you're aware. We had a government white paper rubbishing a lot of it. So he's calling for the full implementation of it. So we'll be looking into all of these. And so, but of course, we're going to talk about the general manager of our contact. So you can
promises to be quite interesting.
Yes.
We'll see how viewers react to this. So it will be quite interesting. And then we'll bring you the latest sports headlines, for all the things that have to be done. Manchester City also ramping up in there. And so we had a number of comments, etc. But we also have a number of comments and discussions we have to undertake. And when it comes to that, you also know that we're telling you about yesterday, the Ghana AIDS Commission coming with the latest statistics for HIV infection so far and what the conversation is. So we want to have a very comprehensive conversation. And so we're going to have Dr. Fred Nana Poku. He's currently executive director for the Ghana AIDS Commission. Yeah. And then we have Richard Akbozo, the individuals persons living with HIV. And then he's a youth coordinator for the network of persons with the disease as well.
It's quite interesting the approach the Ghana AIDS Commission has taken. You remember many years ago, they used to have a lot of educational staff on TV telling people to abstain and the consequences of HIV and AIDS. But this time around, they are championing a project where they will be installing condom distribution machines and dispensers, okay. Yes, so that people can have access, because we can't tell you to abstain. People are not abstaining anyway, so we'll look into that.
All right.
Giving condoms.
Shadrach Kabi, our lead the producer, says that he likes it. He likes the dispenser. Is that what you said?
You just.
So we'll put one.
You just exposed what he said.
He lives in Gomwa, so we'll put it at
the Tobus.
For Shadrach Kabi. So just put Shadrach.
But is he in that category? I don't think he's in that category.
It's not about categories, it's about you protecting yourself. Yeah. So, well, a beautiful daughter of mine celebrating the birthday. That's Gloria Asare. You're celebrating your birthday today, and it's also very important for me to wish you, myself, Philippine, your mom, Michael, your dad, Delight, your auntie, and everybody else, including your siblings, of course. We have Davina as well as Kins, and so Philippine's daughter, Davina's cousin, so to speak. So you're celebrating your birthday, Gloria Asari. And you are 7 today. And that's the good thing about it. Being 7 means that we have to bring you a cake. So we'll see how we'll go about it. All right, Gloria, happy birthday to you. I know that you're on midterms today. And so please do enjoy your 7th anniversary here on Earth. And it's coming from Philippine, your mom, Michael, your dad, Delight, your auntie, everybody else in the family, your cousins, Davina, as well as Kins. You are a pupil of the Star Royal International School. All those who go to international schools, they behave differently. And Gloria is one of them. Happy birthday to you, Gloria.
The training, very different.
Yeah. They are more of kati. Happy birthday to you, Gloria. So wish you all the best for the day. But our question for this morning segment,
yes,
what would it be?
It is.
What do you make of this nature?
The general manager of Akunta Mining decided to testify against the company and his former boss, I should say. Yes, so let's hear what you think of it and the revelations that have come out so far. It looks like, of course, he's got some more on his chest. Aside from the fact that he said he was promised 20,000 Ghana cedis as salary and he ended up getting 4,000. Yeah, let's just hear what you think. The numbers will be displayed on your screens very shortly, so you can call in and share your thoughts with us. You're welcome to This Morning. Yes, and we've been talking about the Akunta Mining and the allegations against the company. And of course, the owner of the company, the chairman of the opposition NPP in the Ashanti region, Chairman Wontumi, also known as his real name, Bernard Entry-Boisiako, and the fact that his company allegedly had been mining in a place reserved or seen as a forest reserve, and some breaches of mining laws, and he allegedly involving himself in illegal mining, he and his company. Let's go to Medina, but before that, so that's the former Akunta Mining General Manager saying, his picture on the left, Chairman Wontumi. Okay, the picture they chose for Chairman Wontumi.
It's a who born dog. You're literally saying that who born dog? Who born dog?
Yeah, so Chairman So what he's saying is that Chairman Wontumi directed us to move in and mine in the tunnel Nimri Forest Reserve. And yes, so that's what the man is saying. Like I told you, he's really said a lot of things that hopefully in the course of the conversation we'll be bringing to you.
Okay.
But at least that's a bit of what he said.
A friend of mine who's a lawyer sent this, says there's something we call plea bargain agreement. You try to reduce your sentence and your guilty plea, and then you can't testify against your fellow defendant. So he has entered into a plea bargain with the state.
And that's what the former
in a public conversation, he's a chuka.
Godfred Dame tried to do with the businessman, and it ended up in that. But let's go to, okay, so let's read another thing which I just mentioned. Chairman Wontumi promised me 20,000 monthly salary and a Toyota Land Cruiser V8 as Akunta Mining's general manager, but I only received 4,000 monthly for fuel.
Oh, okay. So he bought.
Yeah, you can see.
So the thing is saying he bought, so it is snitch on. Anyway, my lawyer friend's education comes in handy as well, and it's the same thing that Godfred Dame did. That's what you wanted to also put together as well. In the is it a Twisian case?
Yes,
Richard Jakpa and the Kesiela Ato Forson's case as well. And I have this one from Prince. Prince, I won't mention your surname because you said this one is for my eyes only. So he said Chuka saying he's a good citizen, but we have a caller.
We have a caller. Let's go to Hajia, who is joining us from Medina. Hajia, it's great to have you as well this morning. Good morning to you. I hope you're well.
Good morning, my dear sister and my brother. Roland, you are not helping Hajia Alima, the freedom fighter, at all.
Hajia Alima.
I expect you to be telling the president that this woman, I know her. You came to Medina. You saw my action. You saw how I was campaigning for the NDC. Tell the president to give me an appointment.
Okay.
I also deserve an appointment. Or am I lying?
Appointment as what?
Hey! Appointment as wherever he thinks I can fit in and work.
All right.
I don't want to choose.
Hajia, please go ahead with your comment. I'm sure the president has heard you.
Thank you, my brother. My brother, you see, what the general manager of Akunta Mining did, it's not because he's not been paid. Every Ghanaian must stand resolute and do such things. If we all need to become freedom fighters, I swear politicians will be very, very, very careful with the way they treat people in this country and with the way they destroy our country and make us poorer for them to be rich. Seriously, I always say this. I say I love my party NDC. I love His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and he knows that for that reason, anybody who would try to do something bad just to make his government unpopular will have himself to blame. Because me, if I know you, I will leave you. I'll expose you, no matter what. You see, we help you to come and do something for us. If this man was to be taken care of and be paid regularly as he was promised, that one should not even let him shield Wontumi. Wontumi must be exposed because what he did is a generational destruction. He destroyed our water bodies and our forest reserve. So not because the man has not been paid, but he should come out and say the truth. God is exposing this, not for nothing, because we have a president who is deep in his heart, he wants to help the country to stand. That is why all this is happening. You see, everybody is shocked about the revelations that the man is bringing on. It's not for nothing. He can finish all this and ask himself later that, hey, did I do this? It's because God wants him to do it.
Hajia, thank you.
Hajia, thank you so much.
Hajia.
She's gone.
She's gone.
You had a question.
I wanted to tell her that she's advertising herself. If she gets the appointment, I hope that she'll come back and tell us that she got the appointment. Anyway.
I'm sure she heard you as well. Yes. So thank you very much, Hajia, for calling in and sharing your thoughts with us. Yes. You can also call in and share your thoughts, what you think about the decision of the former general manager to now testify against the company and Chairman Wontumi. Let's go to Wa now in the Upper West region. Good morning to you, sir. Tell us your name and what's on your mind. I hope you're well.
Good morning, my dear sister. My name is Chairman Grasum, calling from Wa.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you. Please, we can hear you.
My dear sister.
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
I'm calling from Wa. My name is Chairman Grasum.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead with your point.
Okay. Well, good morning.
Morning, Chairman. How are you?
Yes. Okay. Let me say good morning to my Upper West Regional Minister, Larry Charles Poyun, and then Chairman Bonas, and then my MP, the Honorable Dr. Esidi Hassan Teripu, and the good people in Upper West Region, especially my media monitors. I'm the chairman for ABC Media Monitors in Wa. So if you look at Chairman Wontumi case, me, I'm not surprised. His manager said he testified against him. Because how can regional chairman go and tell the DC in the area that this forest is president forest? He used the president name to destroy the country. So that is why the good people of Ghana know that NPP Ghana, NPP government doesn't help the country. So let us leave the law to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling us from Wa in the Upper West region and sharing those thoughts with us. Well, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guilds UK, and Capsicum Canary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration MBA, Master of Science and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We also offer hospitality and culinary art available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Remember that admissions are now open for January 2026. You can always visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Pebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Let's go to Latebi Okoshi now in Accra because we have a caller calling us from there. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Yes, tell us your name and what you make of what we're discussing today.
Okay, my name is Rato.
Yes, sir.
My name is Rato from Latebi Okoshi.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yesterday, I listened to Itikatia's conversation with him, or whatever. And there were three things I take in the conversation. The first thing he said was that when he was arrested, together with Uju, and the bail condition was given, the bail was shot in 750,000, and Uju was left to go, and then he was put in. This man has not been on salary when he was working with Uju. And then there's one profound thing he said with his first conversation with the Attorney General. Attorney General told him, don't you lie against Uju. It's the truth we want. This gentleman is saying that what he's going to testify is the truth and not a lie. So I'm very, very disappointed in my brother Roland today for saying that the guy is a snitch. No.
It's a chuka.
He don't want the truth anymore.
It's a chuka.
It's not a chuka. He wants the truth.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with you. They say that he's a good citizen. For example, Prince. Prince.
Yes, sometimes if it will take chukas or snitches to make this country a better place, we should welcome that.
Is that Peter T?
Thank you very much.
He's calling from Latebi Okoshi.
Yeah, that would be Peter T.
No, it's not Peter T. He mentioned his name, yes.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, we have a couple of messages. So this one is coming from Chief Mante. Good morning to you as well as Auntie Vivian. Wishing you all the best for the day. But says that, Roland, there's a proverb which says that if you eat alone, you ease alone. You use the word, so I had a synonym for it because I didn't want trouble. And Guy G, Get Connected, Cantonment, Accra, says, individual for himself, God for us all. And I pray and hope for fairness, truth, and justice in the legal system. God willing, Wuntumi will get his day in court. Na nipa ye cutlery set. It is a lesson to us, so Guy G, Cantonment, Accra. Nipa ye cutlery set. Okay. Dr. Amwako Hene. Yeah, he was posting on a...
That's Ashanti Regional Minister. Okay.
Richard Kumado is also celebrating his birthday today. And so happy birthday to Richard Kumado. He's a regular contributor to current affairs and content analysis right here on the show. He's a security analyst. Good morning to you, Richard Kumado. Happy birthday to you as well. And then this one is coming from Prince Henry Kofodria, who is... contesting for the All Nations University Grassac ANU chapter president, says that everything shows that the best is being done by the John Mahama administration to make sure it fulfills its promises on oral Operation Recover or Loot and prosecute those who flout regulations and laws right here in the country. And it's a good thing. Roland, don't stop saying that he's a snitch. He's a good man trying to put Ghana right. And, okay, we have another caller.
Yes, we have a caller. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. On the This Morning segment on New Day on TV3, your name and where you're calling us from.
All right, my name is Jamal. I'm speaking from Kumasi.
Your name is?
Jamal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm speaking from Kumasi.
Yes,
so
sir.
I would like to share my view a bit on the Wontumi case, and then I have something personal that I would like to add, if I can be permitted. So let me go straight to the point. I think what the general manager for Akonta Mining is doing is not the wrong thing. Currently, I think he's in a situation of each one for himself and then God for us all. Because listening to him and then what he's being through, I think it's high time he also finds his way out of it. Because he's there with someone, but it seems Wontumi people are actually behind him more than he that he's manager. So whatever he's doing, I think he's doing it for himself because that is the situation he finds himself. Yeah, so it's a each one for himself, God for us all situation. So I back him. Yeah. And please, I would like to add this. This is a personal something. I am a personnel of the Ghana Immigration Service. I am begging you to add your voice whatever we are going through. The Ghana Immigration Service, most especially the junior officers, they are going through a lot. No one is willing to hear from our side. No one is willing to, be on our side. There are so many going on that, we don't know what is going on. We are in the same ministry with the prison service, with the fire service. Yet they have received their rent allowance. We are yet to receive. No one is telling us anything compared to the prison service. Whatever is going on in the prison service, with their new Director General, she will release a statement explaining to them why the rent allowance is staying. It is not happening in the Ghana Immigration Service. So far, I can tell you that this current administration in the Ghana Immigration Service has I don't know whether to say the weakest or the PRO, our public relation office is not working. No one is willing to tell us anything. We have so many allowances that are due to us, so many allowances that we should be taking. Yet, the only allowance we are taking is the rent allowance. For the past, I think next month, which is December, and that is the fourth quarter, we are yet to receive a single rent allowance. We don't know what is going on. Because it's the same ministry, it's the same government that is paying the fire service and then the prison service. What is happening to the immigration service? Why are we not receiving our rent allowance?
Well, thank you very much, Jamal, for calling us from the Ashanti region. So aside from his thoughts on the Wontumi issue, he's also bringing out what he alleges is a challenge within the Ghana Immigration Service. So hopefully the comptroller is also listening in. The fact that junior officers have not been given their rent allowances, and that's just one of many allowances he claims have not been paid them, whilst the fire service and prison service officials are receiving their own. So if officials of the immigration
so what,
service...
9 duty allowance?
Allowance, rent allowance,
right.
Yes, plus some others that he talked about. Yes, so thank you for sharing those views. Hopefully your bosses are listening and they will be able to explain to you what's going on. But remember that hunger can strike at any time. But Royal King Cracker is always on standby when you need something enjoyable to munch on. Royal King Cracker brings the crunch and the buttery taste. It fits right into your day, morning like now, noon or night. Royal King Cracker, choke your hunger. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is FDA approved. Let's speak to Kwamina now, who joins us live. Kwamina, good morning to you. Tell us where you're calling us from and what's on your mind today.
I'm calling from Central Region.
Which part of Central Region?
Cape Coast.
Cape Coast. I hope Cape Coast is well today.
Yeah. And good morning to your listeners, Roland and yourself. I want to add my voice to what is going on.
Would you kindly speak up a bit, Kwamina, so we can hear you well?
Yeah, I'm adding my voice to the Akonta issue. It's about the manager. I think we should applaud the people to come out and help the country on information to retrieve the looted share the previous government put us throughout the country. Many of them are in other countries running from accountability. And I think such moves will help us And this government should focus on receiving every best one from this canker of a government we had previously. For the 8 years, this government has helped the country, its management, and a whole lot. The deep rot NPP has put Ghana through. If we should search, you have to cry as a nation. The former president is sitting there unaccounted for because he's being protected by the law for a certain year. And this should be a warning to the current government administration. They should stop every evil they are doing. Ghana is for the poor people. Their children will be rich, and they will tell us that our parents didn't succeed in life or didn't work hard. And some will tell us they started with one city and make it to life. Ghana is not poor. But now, hospitals, roads, Ghana should be developed. Ghana like UK. Ghana is not poor. Our leaders are evil. The truth must be said. Our leaders are evil. When you go to public hospitals and places, madam, you will cry after Ghana. Africa is not poor, but our leaders are rich. They will go out there and be speaking big grammar. And they will come back and be acting like the devil himself. Look at Untuni. Look at Untuni, the amount of work this guy is having. And we are here pointing finger at his manager. MPP, God save them.
Thank you very much.
Ghana cannot do anything, but God should take them.
Where are you calling from?
Cape Coast, Central Region.
Cape Coast?
Yes.
Okay. Which part of Cape Coast are you? It's gone. I have this one for Mo Ajimanyame. Good morning to Mo, who lives in Germany. Wishing you all the best for the day. Mo, great guy. He says, best regards to you, that you're looking beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Mo Ajimanyame. He says, regarding the general manager of Akunta Mining, this is a situation where speaking up helps so that you do not face the issue alone. He said something about Wontumi could be pardoned if his party comes to power. So it is either he's a good citizen or a snitcher, depending on where you stand. I stand on both sides. I think people are misconstruing my position. Yes. I mean,
but you originally said snitcher.
Oh. Randa Shal. So good morning to you, Randa James. A drain and dryer. Now he says, if we will appreciate it if you play the audio once again of the general manager. All right, we heard him clearly, and this time we want to hear it on TV3. All right, we have a copyright issue, so we just acknowledged it. And then Sherry Giovanni says, in as much as we encourage people to speak up about the wrongdoings in our society, I think Mr. Akwoku is not doing this in good faith. He's trying to be vindictive. If he was given the treatment Chairman Wontumi was being given when they were arrested, would he be saying all these things? He must remember not to bite the hands that once fed him. He will be given the Land Cruiser V8 and even side chicks will be added. Sherry Giovanni.
They actually had that.
Yeah, he did. Oh, just watch it. Sherry Giovanni. People think that I'm putting you see, yeah. Sherry Giovanni. Uncle Charles Thompson lives in the UK. Good morning. The guy is not a snitch, and it's perfectly allowed in the legal process. Yes, my lawyer friend educated me. He said his statement will be crucial. It is done here in the UK as well. Godfrey Dami tried to pervert the course of justice, and that's a very serious offense. Yeah, people are taking this too seriously. Oh. And then we have Nelson. Akotia says that man is a smart guy. That's a smart move by him as well. And then the last one before we go to the next caller. And this one is coming from Erickson MK, who says that the venerable and experienced AG and his deputy are deploying witness and then also smart strategy whilst they go about shouting in the MPP media. But I like it. But if I'm ever qualified to offer a word, I will say the prosecutors must set high standards of circumspection or carefulness, because knowing the MPP, these accused 10 witnesses can also easily be informant for the other accused persons. All right.
Let's go to Peter T. He joins us live on the phone. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you once again for joining us on the This Morning segment on New Day. Tell us, what do you think?
Yeah. Roland, good morning.
Morning, Alaji. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. This is This is TV3.
Yes, sir, we know. How are you today?
Roland was impersonating me this morning. Somebody.
Yes, the voice sounded like yours. Pardon me, forgive me.
I'm here. Roland, let me seize the opportunity of to say good morning to Alaji Okunto, Abba, Chama Abba, and then Alaji Raoul. And then let me also say that good morning to Alaji Madi. May God bless you wherever you live this morning. Roland, you know what? You see how people are struggling with this would believe manager who has come to testify how the situation was. I mean, there are people like that. You could see that recently when Domenico came out, do some few things against NDC, you know, trying to justify his own conclusion about what he sees, about NDC and the government. The NPP people were applauding that this is the person from your own party, from your own government. You see, today it has caught up with them. That is the truth of the matter. Nobody can dodge the truth or want to overcome what God himself has written with his own writing. Today, it's not about somebody coming to testify. But you see, the problem is that, look, this government must be up and doing and make sure that people are prosecuted. We know that it takes some time before these things is done. But it is so simple. If government wants to do it, the OSP is the one who is causing all these problems. I will say it. Even though the mining something is not in the hands of the OSP, but collectively a decision can be taken that to make Ghanaians happy. So that are not happy. This won't to me matter. I don't know. It is better here. I don't know what government is doing. Look, the man has committed. We were in this country before the campaign time. Won't to me on his own radio station. Put goes or bad on the this back goes on the table. That this is what has been giving him income, and that is why he's rich. And that this is he's rich by the virtue of his aligning himself with gold mining. That is illegal. So government must be able to do something apart from what the manager has come out to witness. We must make sure that people are brought to book, the Kenogoriata matters, and all the matters that concern, robbing this country. We cannot continue to be like that. It's a new government who has taken over. The promise that has been made to people when in the opposition during the campaign has been fulfilled. That is what we want to see. People who really took money from the coffers of government, those during the entry Fernando Baumia government, that we brought to book. They must be held responsible. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Peter T, thank you so much. And we have a couple of messages to wrap up this, then we'll go on to the next, because we have Belinda on stream,
There's
right?
Some acquisition story you must hear about.
Yeah. Okay, so I have this one from John. Good morning to you, John Agringi and the wife, Juliet Ayamba. They live in Kumasi. He says, I just love the discussion that you're having, and you're all looking so good. We have to make sure that we do right by the country, Ghana, that all of us are living in. Aziz Donla also says, the atrocities caused by Akonta mining must not be ignored because our environment was seriously raped with both legs. Well, the law is the law. Okay, Master Planner Junior though says this. Master Planner Junior, policy analyst in Tampo. Very soon, our wives and husbands will be blackmailed to testify against us during investigation. Chairman Wuntumi's crime was that he displayed gold on live TV and also said bad things about President Mahama. The rest of the allegations are just to intimidate him. Let's give time some time. All right. And Umar Farouk says that their own people will expose them. The bad things they did was so much that their own people are now crying foul. Best regards to everyone. And Abase Guaman Moni says, once upon a time, former president came to defend Akunta mining. Yeah, it was a defense like that. You're right. You're right. Let me just read two more, and then we'll call it a morning on the subject. And I have this one from Cephas. Cephas, good morning to you. The decision of Wuntumi's former general manager is patriotic. I only pray he does not turn out to be a hostile witness along the way. Could be one of the tricks as well. You never know. Courage Kotaka also says the man is a good citizen. In fact, opposition is good.
You're done with the messages, Roland?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let's go to our correspondent, Belinda Teta. She'll be joining us very shortly, but there's a serious health hazard that really was averted this week after police arrested one Isaac Tay for the illegal manufacturing of akweteshi, normally called local gin, using unauthorized and potentially toxic chemical substances. The suspect is currently in police custody, pending further investigation and perhaps prosecution if he's found guilty indeed. Let's speak to Belinda Teta, who joins us. She's our correspondent who is following this. She joins us via video call. Belinda, if you can first confirm to us, when we say dangerous substances, what have been found so far?
Okay, so on Tuesday, based on an intelligence-led operation, the police arrested Mr. Isaac Tay, who was captured with 4 gallons of 24-liter containers full with a substance believed to be ethanol and other 12 containers of 25-liter substance, which is also believed to be a mixture of alcohol and ethanol. So this individual is believed to be producing dangerous chemicals. Now we know ethanol is alcohol, but then it is not it's not prescribed for consumption. And so the mixture of alcohol, that is the local gin, and this ethanol becomes a dangerous substance when being consumed. So he has been captured with all the substances that he was found with on Tuesday. He's still with the police custody, assisting police with investigations until the substance are proven to be dangerous or otherwise.
But Belinda, do you have information as regards how long he was in this business before he was finally caught on Tuesday?
Yes, so it is believed that this individual has been in this business for 18 years. His father is the pioneer of this business. He started the business, and when the father passed away, he had to take over the business and run it as a family business. So the business has been running for good 18 years, and this production is ongoing in their residence where they stay. So they produce in large quantities and contribute to others, give to suppliers who contribute to other wholesalers and retailers for the public to also consume this substance. Now, as it stands now, yesterday the FDA was at the Regional Police Command to take samples of these substances for testing, for forensic analysis. And if these substances confirm to be ethanol or to be dangerous as it is presumed to be, then he is going to be charged with the offense of offering for sale a substance which is not of its prescribed condition or method. Yes, and this offense is equal to 1,000 penalty units, which is equivalent to not less than 4 years imprisonment. Now, as it stands now, they are currently granting him bail. They will grant him bail, but he will still be assisting the police with investigations until the result of the suspected substance comes out. Then the following regulations will be followed as to whether he will be arraigned before court or not. Will be followed. But I am currently following this development. As and when any development comes up, I would bring it to our viewers.
Indeed. And Belinda, great that you were able to tell us a bit of the potential charges that he would likely face if the FDA test indeed proves that what he's been selling to people is quite dangerous. Quite serious that this has been going on, or they've been in this business for about 18 years, like you said. But you mentioned that the FDA took some samples. You've spoken to some police officials as well. Are you able to tell us what perhaps the health implications are, indeed, if indeed the substances that they've come out with what they are really?
We are yet to confirm from health professionals what the health implications of these substances could be in the short run and also in the long run, the consumption of these substances. I'm yet to confirm, but I am still engaging health experts on the potential
implications
of these implications of this substance, whatever it is, and I'll make sure to bring it up as the days go by in our other subsequent bulletins. But the police use this channel to advise individuals who consume these drinks, or either soft drinks or hard drinks, with the Christmas festivities approaching. They are cautioning that persons who consume drinks outside should be more cautious, especially with the Christmas festivities, so that they should be sure that whatever it is they are taking in is good for their health, so that at the end of the day, they don't end up poisoning themselves with drinks and substances that are being consumed in outside.
Belinda, before you go, I know you're reporting to us from the Bono East region, but which specific area in the region did this incident happen?
Right. So this man was picked up at Nsuta, which is a suburb of Tichiman, off the Sunyai Road. That is where he was picked up on Tuesday, and this is where his residence is and where this production goes on every now and then.
Thank you very much, Belinda Tete. She's our correspondent in the Bono East region, bringing us that update. But she was mentioning some police officers that she spoke to, so perhaps we can listen and watch one of them giving us some detail.
2025 at 5:30 p.m. we had information that suspect Ajikte was manufacturing alcohol with unapproved substances. Police moved to his location at Hensha and discovered 24 drums of substances said to be ethanol and 12 pieces of 25-liter gallons said to have been a mixture of ethanol and apathesi. Suspect 34 was arrested and the exhibit seized. We are here to test the exhibit, and when the results confirm our suspicion, we will be charged for offering for sale a substance which is not of its prescribed nature. So far, until the exhibit is tested, we're going to be granted bail, and when the results comes, we'll be charged with the appropriate offenses. Regarding towards Christmas festivities, we go with merrymaking and drinks. So when you are going to buy anything, check whether the drink is FDA approved, because there are a lot of drinks out there that have serious effects.
ACP Stephen Boadu of the Bono East region confirming indeed what our correspondent Belinda Tete told us earlier. You're still here on New Day on TV3. When we come back, we'll bring you some more. Do stay with us.
It's the Gargantuan Cash Out, Friday, November 7th, 2025. Mark your calendars for the biggest MG jackpot of the season on New Day. 20,000 Ghana cedis to be shared among 3 lucky winners. First and second draw wins 5,000 Ghana cedis. Final draw takes home 10,000 Ghana cedis. Dial *439#. Select option 8, MG Jackpot, and get your ticket for just 10 Ghana cedis. The more tickets you buy, the bigger your chances to cash out big. Catch all the excitement live on Newday. Play now and be a winner. This campaign is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Ghana Limited and regulated by MLA on the Caritas platform.
And you're still here on New Day on TV3. Welcome to The Big Issue. My name is Beatrice Edu, and this morning we'll be delving into two big issues. First, from the Interior Minister, revealing that indeed there's some progress regarding investigations into the violence that occurred in 2020 as well as 2024 during elections that led to the death of 15 people, some 40 people injured. And this comes as some sort of refreshing news to many, because from 2020, a lot of Ghanaians were stunned when 8 people died, and eventually 2024, 6 people dying as well, and a lot of people calling for investigations into those incidences that led to the death of individuals, and indeed the need for the country to prosecute the individuals behind the crimes. And so we'll be delving into that now that we have some information regarding the progress into this probe. And of course, we'll also be looking into that revelation coming from Shraj indicting the former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, alleged to have cost about 9 million Ghana cedis to be for the state, against the state, because he led some breaches that led the state to lose some 9 million Ghana cedis. We'll be going into that as well. And we'll be introducing our guest very shortly on The Big Issue. But this Christmas, let's celebrate the holidays like never before. Book 2 nights and get the 3rd night free with all meals inclusive, starting from 4,500 for a couple. Package offer guests free welcome drinks, access to all in-house facilities, including swimming pool, gym, cinema with popcorn, board games, snooker, etc., live band, also brass band, DJ performances, etc. And you can also enjoy free airport pickup from Takrade on weekend. Terms and conditions always apply. Fun activities include tour of a beautiful facility with a golf cart, splash playground for kids, in-house Uncle's Carnival, sip paint, bicycle ride, boat ride to Maha Village, jet ski, banana boat party, bus ride, nightclub, bonfire night, variety night, and there will also be trips to Inzulezu, Fort Apollonia, and Castle Forest, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Home, etc. Early bird discount, book and pay before. So 31st October is already gone, because if you booked earlier, you would have enjoyed some 20% discount. But there's another opportunity until the 31st of November. If you're able to get your reservation, you will enjoy some 10% extra discount. So remember, palm trees plus good vibes equals the perfect holiday. You can call for your reservation now to avoid disappointment. The landline is 030-3977-773. Mobile, you can call 054-012-4114 or WhatsApp 050-157-0684. Email sm@maharesort.com. On social media, you can find them at Maha Beach Resort, and the website www.maharesort.com. You're here on The Big Issue. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll bring you the details of our conversation. But before we go on that break, let's listen to the Interior Minister, Mohamed Muntaka Mubarak, who gave us the details of investigation, the progress of investigation so far into the violence in 2020 and 2024.
The Special Investigation Task Force identified 12 cases that took place during the 2020 and 2024 general election. These cases had resulted in 15 deaths across the country, and well over 40 individuals got injured. Some procedural actions were overlooked. There were instances of clear breaches of discipline. The investigation established that 3 of the cases resulting in 4 deaths are traceable to the use of firearms by armed police patrol teams. Military personnel were also found to be responsible for 3 of the cases resulting in the death of 3 persons. Investigation further established that 4 of the cases, which resulted in 5 deaths, were recorded when party enthusiastic supporters resorted to the use of firearms against their opponent. The 2 other cases involved persons who were linked
during confrontation between supporters of the two major parties. The use of firearms by security personnel was not done under the command of a senior officer who could have ensured that appropriate rules of engagement were observed. Security personnel, especially the police patrol teams at the collation center, fired indiscriminately, and in some cases, they directed fire at the escaping crowd. Police should receive orientation and desist from using lethal force in crowd control situations. The use of armed military personnel for crowd control duties accounted for the incident that led to the death of one person and injured 4 others. The use of military in crowd control activity should cease. 21 suspects have been identified through witness interview, scene visit, reconstruction of crime and crime scene, and forensic and ballistic examination of material of evidence relevant to the cases. 11 new dockets have been built on the cases. 4 of the identified suspects have been arrested and admitted to police inquiry bills to facilitate further investigation and to trace their accomplices. 5 other identified suspects have been remanded in prison custody. Warrants of arrest have been procured to facilitate the arrest of some of the identified suspects who are.
And you just watched right there the Interior Minister Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak. I was also telling you earlier that the former boss of GRA, Reverend Amishadai, has also been indicted. He's alleged to have cost 9 million cedis, financial loss to the state. And let me tell you some of the details coming from that report from Shraj. The commission found that GRA used single source mode of procurement. And so he's actually accused of procurement breaches, and also companies did not possess requisite competence to carry out contract of such magnitude. Companies were unqualified to be engaged for public procurement because they had no evidence to show fulfillment of tax and social security obligations. And also vehicle procured from Rana Motors were inflated, resulting in financial loss of $826,551 US. Also, blatant disregard for procurement rules, fraudulent misrepresentations, and lack of due diligence leads Commission to conclude that respondents engaged in fraud and corruption. 3 companies had not paid in full required taxes as at date of complaint. Also, field investigation to verify allegation that neither Telino Ghana Limited nor Sajek Motors and Trading Company Limited had business offices. Field yard at Abelempe listed as business address was non-existent, as a resident said no such company operated in the area. CEO explained company had been relocated to Bema Camp but was not available for a visit. Also, Google Map tracking of listed address led investigators to an uncompleted building. CEO said the uncompleted building will serve as a showroom. He also told investigators that he was unavailable to lead them to corporate office at Abelempe. CEO's lawyers repeated the same information. Also, listed office location could not be traced. MD said rent for the office location had expired and that he was in the process of finding a new office space. Of course, companies did not have registered address contrary to the law. And just to let you know that this came about because there was an individual with a civil society organization that decided to file that complaint as Shraj, I believe 2022, which led to that probe. And also to remind you that this information that I just read to you is contained in a 157-page decision by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, signed by the Commissioner, Dr. Joseph Wotau, on the 28th of October 2025. And also the report concluded that Dr. Usuamwa presided over, that's Reverend Amishadai, presided over fraudulent and irregular contract awards to 3 companies. I just named them to you: Rona Motors Ghana Limited, Telino Ghana Limited, and Sajel Motors and Trading Company Limited for the supply of vehicles and logistics to the GRA. Let me acknowledge the presence of Madam Rodelyn Imorayana, Public Interest Advocate. Good morning to you, ma'am. It's great to have you here again.
It's always great to be here.
We'll also have with us very shortly Nanaya Ajantwa, who is a presidential staffer. We'll have Hajia Gloria Amenu, women's organizer, United Party, as well as Dr. Kwesi Amache Boateng, political scientist with Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. But I want us to start with that issue regarding really the 2020 and 2024 election violence, and the revelation coming to us from the Interior Minister that now 21 suspects are to face trial after the clashes in those 2 years led to 15 deaths and some 40 injuries, and the fact that the investigations are still ongoing, and so we expect to be updated on the progress again beyond what we've been given. Madam Ayana, let me start with you. You must be happy that finally there's some sort of progress and we've been given information on it.
Good morning to cherished viewers, to all Ghanaians. Yes, I think it's the right thing to do after the hula baloo about infractions and threats of life, destruction of property, and the likes. It's just good that we find some reasons why these things happened, and also we find the people responsible for these things and punish them. I am happy that the Interior Minister has started with this particular case. But you see, the question now is, why do we even have violence during elections? Why should we? I mean, this is supposed to be a process to elect a leader or to elect leaders. And we're supposed to just go there, do our bit, say whatever we think we can do, and then leave the place. There's no need for violence. There shouldn't be that need at all for violence. And we should continue to tell supporters or political parties must educate their supporters that elections are processes that are supposed to be peaceful, where everyone would feel free to go in there, tell the people what you want to do or what you think you can do for them, and then at the end of the day just leave, and that's all it's supposed to be. But when we start having violence, then it means that there is something wrong. And the bit that also got me, and I was happy about that too, that the security agencies that had always gone to keep the peace apparently were also caught up.
Indeed.
And for me, that was good to know, that at least we're beginning to let them know that professionalism is the key when you go to such places. You cannot go to a place with live bullets, and without any provocation. Sometimes you start firing into innocent people, bystanders, and the likes of it. And also the fact that these people have been found and they're going to face the law. That, for me, it's a welcome call for all of us. That, yes, we can sometimes hold those in uniform responsible. But then I was a bit sad because I think at one of the places, a military officer was supposed to have also killed someone.
Yes.
And they're saying that they cannot identify the person. For me, that is a big lapse within the military setup, because I know that everywhere that one military person goes, there must be some form of movement check. You just don't get military men walking into a place themselves, especially when it's an election period. You just can't just get up and then decide that I'm going to this place. You must have been sent there by some authority. So to say that you cannot identify that person, I think that is not true.
You think he's being shielded?
I think he's being shielded. I think he's been shielded. It's either he's been shielded or that person was not a military person. You see, there are two things here because come 2020, 2024, in fact, for quite some time now, we do have people who pose as military men. We found people in military uniforms holding military accoutrements who are not military. So it could be any of those, you understand? But if he was a military man, then I find that to be a big lapse within the setup of the military, knowing the kind of investigations and the kinds of, the caliber of people that are there. So I am happy, but I cannot mention electoral violence and all the things that go with it without mentioning other violence that has taken place in this country, and that I think the Interior Minister has to go into. And that violence has been the violence that erupted within the Upper East region and then some parts of the Northeast region. And we need for him to also be able to bring to book all those security agencies who forcefully went to certain places like Garu, beat up people without any cause.
You're referring to the recent tribal clashes that happened?
Yeah,
which even led people to
I'm referring to 2024
Ghana.
where there was a situation and the military went to a place like Garu and beat them up, and recently where an immigration officer was killed, okay, and you go into the community and you go beating up young children, old folks and the likes. You understand? You went there for a purpose. I know that the military has what it takes to investigate. And when you go into a community, usually you should befriend the community so that they can give you the information. But you don't go beating people. Now, some people lost their lives during that period in 2024. And up till date, we do not have any clues as to who those soldiers were and why they even did what they did and who sent them there. And then it happened in Waluwali as well. In keeping the peace, you went into Waluwali town. Some people too got beaten in Waluwali. You see, we cannot be political about some of these things. We cannot be sectional about some of these things. These things happened for real. In the Bako Township, military people would go in there, police people would go in there, they'll beat both sides. They'll beat and kill people and go scot-free. There have been so many infractions that have been done to the people within that Upper East region that needs to be looked into.
Beyond the fact that we are having the Interior Minister tell us that security officials, both police and military, were responsible for 7 out of the 15 deaths. You should be worried about it because all along, a lot of people were saying that officials were responsible and these concerns were dismissed.
Exactly. That is the worry now. That what kind of system do we have in place that allows for people in uniform to do what they want to do, to just walk into a place, brutalize everybody and go scot-free? You understand? They are not above the law. And I expect that going forward, the Minister of Interior will go out throughout and make sure that everywhere in this country, I can't name them this morning, but there have been so many places that we have had this kind of, brutalities. And you ask yourself, I mean, since when did the army become so sadistic to the extent that you go into a place and you beat up everybody, just because maybe some infraction had been done against you? So I'm seeing this as a plus for the Interior Minister. I'll encourage him to go out there and still fish out people, and let's deal with this now so that in 2028 we wouldn't have, or going forward even after 2028, we will not have such problems. You understand? These are things that we should be guarding against. Then also, when you read through the idea you get is also the influx of people holding weapons. People are holding weapons that they shouldn't really be having. And until we get to the core, of where these weapons and who is supplying these people, why do you go to a political function with a weapon? With a gun or a knife? How can we stop that? How can we stop people from going to those political functions just, without weapons?
So I think we've already had the Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons already complaining that there are so many weapons in the system, which is why recently we had the boss, Adam Buna, issue that statement indicating or actually asking people, and it's supposed to start this month, to bring their guns for I mean, they should just bring their guns and they will not be prosecuted. So it speaks to the fact of how much weapons we have in our system, which makes it easy for people to even go to election areas with them.
Yes, it's not just even for the elections, for the security of this country. As we sit and we know that next door to us, there's this terrorist activity going on in Burkina Faso and the likes, and sometimes they even get to enter here. When you look at those things, you get scared, because if people are getting weaponized, without us tracking and knowing who and who has a weapon, who and who has been given a license to import pump-action guns and the likes, and yet people are holding them, then you realize that we are sitting on a time bomb. You understand? So we must look into this. We must try as much as possible to flush out these weapons in the society.
And of course, we do have with us as well Hajia Gloria Amenu, who is women's organizer, United Party. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
And we've been joined as well by Nanaya Achempem. Let me add that one. Jantua, presidential staff. Good morning to you as well, ma'am. It's great to have you.
Are you now selling here?
We're showing you biscuits.
Oh, Are you selling? Are you selling?
We are whetting your appetite for the peck biscuits.
So that I can take one.
Yes. Yeah, you can try that perhaps when you leave. Yes, but before I come to the other panelists who have just joined us, Madam Ayana, I just wanted to ask you, you were saying that in terms of the military official, that's the interior minister, or the information tells us that could not be traced, you're saying it is either he's been shielded or it is a real lapse in the system. Would you then recommend...
Or the person was not a military person,
yes,
but maybe had the uniform as usual.
Would you recommend, for instance, cameras on them, like we've seen the police deploy now, cameras on police officers, so that wherever they are sent to and everything they do, it is recorded and people can really hold them accountable if they do the wrong thing?
I don't think that we need to have cameras on them. The army is a different kind of setup altogether. And I know that before a military man can go somewhere for any kind of operation, there must be somebody who would have told them to do so. So all we're saying is that the military must be up and doing. They should try and get... There's a bit of indiscipline. We found some bit of indiscipline where soldiers just feel like we are in it and we can do anything. And sometimes they go out of their way to settle scores. You understand? That is what I'm talking about. If you send people, for instance, I would want to know who were those people who went to Garu, to go and brutalize the people of Garu. What are you going to do about them? How about, and I was also happy about the compensation. Are you going to give compensation to all those people who have been killed in all the places? It's not just the election, not just election, but in places that there have been conflict where forces have been sent and they have brutalized people, they have murdered people. Are you going to compensate them? Because I think that the people of Boku, the people of Binduri, the people of Waliwale, the people of Nalurgu, the people of wherever, who had the military brutalize them should be compensated if there's going to be any form of compensation. And also, we must know who and who went there to commit those things. You understand? When there is a situation, the civilians are not part of your problem. You are looking for particular people. So once you go in there and you just brutalize everyone, beat up old women, beat up children, destroy things, why? So someone must pay for those things. Someone must pay for lives lost. Someone must pay for those limbs that have been broken. Those are the things that I'm talking about. As we go through as a country, we must learn to be fair to everyone. Let's not be selective in justice. Justice must run across for all. You understand?
Let's not be selective in justice.
No,
Let me get your
not.
preliminary thought as well, Madam Amenu, women's organizer with the United Party. You're welcome. Good morning to you again.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Greetings to all United Party members, especially our leader, Chief Alan Kojo-Mantin. Okay, so this issue is not that we should take it lightly at all, especially when it comes to the fact that a lot of people think it's normal when it comes to election violence. we shouldn't take it normal at all. It's been something that we've been battling with years, almost all the time when it's election year. So I think that, fast forward, almost all the policemen, the military people that are being assigned to duties should be really scrutinized. If their identity is not clear enough, I think that they shouldn't be assigned to any post at all. When a lot of people take arms, they become so emotional about it. Some of them also think that they can take action or take the whole situation on their own. So I think that we shouldn't be so light about it when it comes to this issue. And our minister has been so good onto this issue that the research and everything and the outcomes that have been done so far is very brilliant.
So in that press conference by the Interior Minister, he told us that 12 individuals are already facing trial, 5 on remand, 7 facing trial, and police others in police on police inquiry bail. Yes. You think that perhaps is not enough?
It's not enough for now. The research is good. Those who have been
who have been indicted
have been, the process is being good, is ongoing. And it's not just enough for us as Ghanaians, but if we get the right breakdown, those who are now being trialed will be sentenced. We'll get everything has to be clear for all of us to know. At least it will be a plus for all.
Let me come to you, Nanaya. You're welcome. Thank you. let me get your thoughts as well on this, because I remember that from 2020, after the incident, a lot of people were really agitated, asking why, the same question that Madam Ayana asked, why should people die during elections, but also the impunity, the fact that it had taken so long, and there was pressure on the then IGP, George Akufo-Dampare, to ensure that he brought them to justice. We don't seem to have seen much. Ahead of the 2024 general election, the chairman of the governing NDC, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, actually said that the party was not even going to sign any peace pact if the government and security agencies were unable to bring to book those who were responsible for the deaths. Unfortunately, we saw 6 more people die last year, and now we've had the Interior Minister bringing us update.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. Good morning to your viewers. Good morning to my sisters. Auntie Odalyn, I've missed you.
I've missed you.
My dear, it's been a long time. Congratulations on the formation of your party. Thank you. I've been out of Accra. I've been out and about 16 regions traveling, and I'm now settled here back to my home. I don't miss the traffic. Sorry for being late. The traffic is terrible. And I also don't feel okay to put a siren in my car. I want to, because it's not fair that other people will be in traffic and I would have a siren, or any other person would have a siren, or bypassing the traffic. So I had to go through it. Sorry, forgive me. You know, one thing that struck me was that 2020, 2024 is good. But what happened to Ayawaso West Wuogon? The people who were maimed, the people who lost their limbs, who are incapacitated. I believe that Honorable Muntaka has done well, taking the bold step to implement the policies, the reports that has come out, but he has to also look at others like Ayawaso West Wuogon.
He already called for the full implementation of the report, and we'll go into that.
Yes, Ayawaso West Wuogon, the people who were maimed, they have to be compensated. But I heard you say that some people are on police inquiry bail.
Yes, that was the detail we're giving.
The point is that how can somebody who has killed anyhow, without cause, be on bail? Do you get me? If you have killed without cause, rampant killing, and you are on bail.
Is it not because the investigations are still ongoing, which the Interior Minister made clear?
You can be inside and still investigations will go on. People are taken out of prison to be interrogated if they are found to be witnesses in a case. So why can somebody be on police inquiry bail?
Perhaps based on the evidence given. They want to be sure that people are treated fairly, even in the midst of the process.
But I am saying that, see, that thing hurts me a lot. This thing, you are innocent till proven guilty. There are times that you can see clearly that this is what happened. Look, yesterday I was on another platform. I came 2 days ago, so yesterday I had to just make myself available. There is a member of parliament, I don't want to mention his name. He said that the boy who was killed in Techiman was his aide. And at the end of the day, they arrested his driver. I think he's called Nabo Maiga, former MP. He said his driver was arrested for the killing when his driver did not even have a gun. You get, you know, Beatrice, when a gun is shot, the bullet that comes out of that gun is always accounted for. Because you go to the armory to take either an AK-47, a pistol, whatever, and the bullets that are given to you, even if one leaves that gun, it should be accounted for. The people who died with a gun, the bullet in their body, when the postmortem is done, they do not carry or bury the bodies with the bullets. The bullet is taken out, and whichever gun that held that bullet is known, and it is to a name. So why are we finding it difficult to get the people? All these years, 8 years, my dear, you see, it is just an example of a failed government, and that is the NPP. It took 8 years. An example of a failed government that does not care about Ghanaians. They think that Ghanaians are nobodies. They were just interested in being in power. How many times didn't we say that we have to deal with the people who are dead? We have to deal with the issues that brought about their deaths. Because everybody was quiet. The government that had the machinery of the security apparatus in this country, that was the New Patriotic Party, headed by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, saw Ghanaians being killed as rats, and they didn't care. So we all hoped with prayer that 2024 will be different. And the same thing happened, albeit with lesser numbers. But nobody should die because of an election. We should not lose a life because of an election. Who gave the people the impetus to shoot? Even the 2024 elections, the military, they were not active. Did you see it? Yes.
I mean, that was the agreement, because there were a lot of complaints that they should not be close to elections.
Yes.
And we had, I think, both the EC chair and other officials indeed confirming or assuring that they will not be there until the situation got out of hand.
But I am saying that you saw a civilian even, fighting a military man. We don't know whether it was a true military man, but he was in uniform. That's the only way we could identify. Do you understand? The person did not even touch the civilian. So who killed the 6 in 2024? Is it the police? Or are they taxed that they put a police uniform on them? We do not know. I remember, you see, one thing stays with me, and it stays with me very deeply. As you said, Honorable Esi Edwin Ketia, chairman of the NDC ruling government, we went for an Peace Council meeting, and Chairman Esi Edu talked about this. And I remember I asked the question that what is the IGP doing about the people who have been killed? The response was that the IGP said that they are not getting people to come out. So I said, which people should come out? When a gun is shot, the bullet itself is evidence. He said nobody is talking to them. When they try to investigate, nobody says anything. And that was Akufo Dampare. And I was highly disappointed in him because I had a lot of respect for Akufo Dampare. And that day, when that message got to us at the peace, we were all saying how. That you say you cannot get people to testify. So the people should just die as rats.
Is this not an example of a system that has encouraged impunity over the years? The reason, of course, it took 8 years for us to hear some information on the progress of investigations. But really, military and police officers have been killing people, brutalizing people. But we don't seem to hear of what happens to them after the information even comes out. So the question I'm asking you is what we're seeing now, the reason you're blaming the previous government, is it not an indication of a system that has emboldened wrongdoing and people who do wrong?
At every particular time, the system is the one that will embolden, but also there are people who are recalcitrant. But also when it comes to the military especially, they have their own courts within that barracks. Do you get me? They have their own courts, they have their own way. So even when they punish the people, sometimes it doesn't come out. But we have to find out that these people who have been killing, are they real military people? Or they are just some vigilantes that are an appendage or an arm of parties? This one has been established.
Military and police uniforms.
Yes, the military and police uniforms. Are they just maybe a wing or some vigilante group or some group that is not really police and military? Because at the end of the day, when these people are killed, as you said, you cannot even identify a certain military person who did it. We see, during elections, we see the military, we see the police. But if we are putting so much on military and police, 2024 is an example where the military was not involved. People were not allowed to even take guns to polling stations. So who killed whom? Is it only the military and the police? Maybe we should dig deeper to see who killed whom.
The Interior Minister said the investigations are ongoing, so perhaps we'll get an update.
Yes, because for me, my point of this explanation is 2024. Who killed whom? 6 people died. But you see, sometimes if we are talking about the New Patriotic Party, people say that, oh, Nana, you are being too political. 8 years, you could not find this. 8 years, bitches. You had all the it didn't even ever occur.
The NPP says that at least in the by-election of January 2019, which was our Ayawaso Wogon, something that has really dominated our conversations, they at least asked Emil Short to investigate.
Look at so when Emil Short investigated, what happened? Listen to these people. So because Emil Short investigated, what happened to the outcome of the investigation? Are they listening to themselves? That you investigated, and the people who were indicted, you promoted them.
So the Interior Minister has asked for, let me ask you this, then I'll come back to you, ma'am. The Interior Minister has asked for the full implementation of that report that Emil Short came out with. But let me remind us really of some of the things that the report said. Of course, one of the main things that Emil Short said in that report was a review and restructure of national security, because it felt that in the Ayawaso West Wogon, around the Baulishi area, there didn't seem to have been clear direction in terms of the command structures. And so they want a review of that. Also talked about, so that was like reporting lines and even responsibilities. Also, the SWAT teams at the national security should be disbanded. As for rigorous training for the general SWAT team, of course, what you just talked about, Colonel Michael Opoku, asking him to be punished, and also then Minister of State at the National Security, Brian Echampon, who is currently a flag bearer aspirant for the opposition MPP, and of course the compensation of families of those victims as well. So these are some of the details that the Interior Minister would want fully implemented.
The Interior Minister should not implement anything here. This thing that has been recommended is for MPPs, not for NDC. Today, our government has a good national security system headed by a professional. This does not apply to us. It's not applied to our government. The only thing that he should implement is the compensation.
But there's also the review of the structure. There's always a need to improve the security or whatever structures
I am telling you that
place.
today, this one was at that time, that the structure wasn't good. Today, we have a national security coordinator, national security system that is good. There is, you can't say that everything is, but it is good. So we don't need this. Honorable Muntaka should not worry himself. What is he going to implement here? These recommendations is not for NDC.
There was also an indictment of NDC officials in the IRSO West Wuogon. And that was when Emil Short and his team said that Ofosu Ampofo, for instance, his press conference might have contributed to the escalation of the violence there, as well as even Sam George, what he said earlier.
It is gone. Sam George was slapped. Was he not? Who said what? So at this time, this one is gone. This thing I don't mention, the only good thing in this recommendation is the compensation. And that has to be done. The rest is not for us, it's for MPP. They did not implement it.
By the time people were asking for Ofosu Ampofo to be called and investigated as well regarding why he did that press conference.
So he shouldn't do press conference.
Sam George
did he pull a gun? Political.
But you heard what he said. He claimed that there was violence in the place, which was per the report. So let me read a bit of what the report said.
This is what I said.
So let me just read it to you. It said in the morning I'm just reading to you what Emil Short said in the introduction of that report. He said, in the morning of Monday, 31st January 2019, barely a few hours after voting had commenced in the Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election, following the death of the Honourable Member of Parliament, Emmanuel Tremante Ejako, the national chairman of the opposition, he was then the chairman of the opposition National Democratic Congress, Mr. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo, addressed a press conference where he alleged that the NDC parliamentary candidate and 6 party agents and accredited observers had been shot at by invisible forces who have been given national security uniforms. If you go to the end of that statement, Emil Short said in that report that what he said might have instigated, said these allegations which caused widespread national alarm and outrage led the president, so he just talked about Akufo-Addo, but claiming in that introduction that it instigated that.
One, the key word here is alleged. And as a chairman of a political party, if you're on the ground, nothing bars you from doing press conference. And you also get information from the ground. Your information from the ground, from the grassroots, from the people. I've been a general secretary before. I know Auntie has been a chairman before. Your people will bring you info. Do you get me? So this one, you see, how can Emil Short write a report without bringing in NDC? The MPP will not be happy. So you should find some low-hanging fruit and bring it. How can you tell me that a national chairman of a party cannot do press conference when there is an election? He can do press conference. And he only speaks, Honorable Ofosu Ampofo spoke based on the intelligence he got from the ground.
So what you're saying is that that information was needless.
That would not ignite violence. You think violence is easy? Who was indicted in the report? Did they indict any MPP person that they shot? Was NDC
Brandon
person?
Champon was indicted.
Yes,
Mike Lukoku was indicted, and a few other individuals.
And who are they? Did they indict any NDC person? They said national security. At that time, who was in charge of national security? Was it the NDC? The NDC was in opposition. Who was in charge of national security? It was the MPP. So clearly, you don't think Emil Short will not write a report without bringing in NDC. He would think it's a biased report. So that is the only low-hanging fruit that he can bring. What you are saying that they are gagged, as a chairman of the party, he was gagged. He can't do press conference. And there's the word alleged. He was very careful. He wasn't categorical. He said alleged.
Now, I want to come to you, Hajia, because as part of the recommendations or the findings of this report by Emil Short, he also said that there seemed to have been a lack of intelligence gathering or inadequate intelligence gathering, and also there was no proper sharing of information, which led to what happened in Ayawaso West Wogon, the reason he recommended the training of these officials who are sent there, etc. What do you make of that? And indeed, the fact that the Interior Minister is now asking for the full implementation of this. That means there has to be some level of training. Nana doesn't necessarily agree.
No, I don't think this one doesn't apply. It's gone. It's only compensation part.
What do you think about that?
Nanaya will not agree because she's being political based. But when issues like this comes, then we have to put NDC, MPP aside and face issues as Ghanaians. What really happens at these police stations and agents, between agents and police stations, is all about the winner takes it all. It's all about NDC, MPP. And the issue that we have as Ghanaians really is when there is a scene, who goes for evidence? Who goes to do the real research? Who goes into doing the real findings? So I think that they are right. There should be proper research findings, proper investigation into these matters. Who did the shootings? Just like Nanaya said, there should be somebody to be accountable for the shots. Everything has to be really structured. If there's going to be a reshuffle or whatever in the system, it has to be done. And Ghanaians want accountability. We are all looking forward to seeing that the perpetrators are really brought to book. It's not just every day coming to talk about it and we sit down. The endings are not being said. 2024 is just passed by, but the findings, the evidences, everything has been wiped off. If they are being given bail and they are out there, who knows who is going to even brainwash them or try to clear off all the evidence?
I don't think it's necessary. The evidence is necessarily wiped off because we heard the Interior Minister say that the investigations are ongoing and already people are facing the law.
Yes. So since people are facing the law, then that is in the right course. But then what I'm really saying is that if all these things are done in the right way, Ghanaians will not have any issues when it comes to elections. We'll all be safe when the next election is coming up.
Let me get your thoughts as well, Mayana, on especially the Ayawaso West Wogon, the details in that report and the fact that the Interior Minister is finding it necessary for the current government to implement what Emil Short brought out.
I think that there's a need for us to look into it. If there's any form of restructuring to be done, let us do it. I'm also of the view that, you see, we sometimes we just sit and all that we talk about is politics and being political about issues. When it came to elections and whatnot, look, see how fast we've come out with some form of a report. But when it comes to ordinary Ghanaians, we seem not to bother at all. I think that as a people, the lack of the methods, maybe, of gathering intelligence is something that we have to look at. If intelligence gathering is not giving the priority, right? Then it means that every time there'll be something wrong. Because you cannot go into a community and start beating everyone. If you had intelligence, if you knew what you were looking for, you would go in there and just look at that position, not go beating everybody. I am getting so distraught with the fact that when it comes to political issues, you know, we are quick to find solutions. But when it comes to issues concerning ordinary people, ordinary Ghanaians, then we drag our feet. You understand? I don't think that we should allow for people who are supposed to be protecting us, that is the police and the military, to be the ones that we will come here and sit and talk about their attitudes. Are you getting me? So I think that going forward, the two institutions, that's the military and the police, or in fact, all the security agencies, they need to be able to reorientate the minds of the people that they are taking into the system. To know that holding a gun doesn't give you the right to shoot at people. People are not animals. You understand? And we are not at war. When you go to those places, you're supposed to go and keep peace. But you're not supposed to go there with the mindset that because
if they misbehave, we'll deal with them.
We'll deal with them. If they and you are also out there saying, I'll deal with you because I am in uniform. It's a uniform that makes them different. It's a uniform that people respect in this country. And that is why when we see them, we move, we behave.
But that should also really give us an understanding of which kind of persons they send to these areas.
Exactly.
Because Nanaya referred to a video that I remember I saw as well during the election where the soldier was obviously instigated at all levels and he didn't touch the person.
That's it.
So if you know that you're going to an election area where there are high tensions, you should know
the kinds of people, yes, to send to those people. But that is not what happens. It looks like the kinds of people we are having now in some of these institutions are people that their minds have not been orientated to the jobs that they've been given. You understand? You know very well that you're going here to make sure, look, your presence alone, you see, your presence alone even puts fear in people. So why do you go after they are running away, you follow them into their rooms and you beat them? I'm still talking about the way they behave towards all civilians, not elections.
There's a point Nanaya also made earlier about the fact that the military has its own structures and so soldiers could be punished, but we don't get to hear. People are still aggrieved that we seem to be shielding them, perhaps because they don't hear that those officers involved were punished. Do you think perhaps it's time to review this as well?
Yes,
so people are confident and, as it were, satisfied that at least when they complained about officers, they were eventually punished.
Yes, I think that it should be reviewed. I think that we should begin to, things have changed. We shouldn't make the security agencies look like demigods, where you cannot talk about them, you cannot do anything because of the fear of repercussions. It should be open. If people have been accused of something and they have been punished, let the rest of us know that these people have been punished. I was reading somewhere in the social media that the guy who went to the pharmacy and beat up those people has been sacked from the military. You understand? It's in social media. I don't know how far it is true. But if it is true, these are the things that we are supposed to know. Then we know that you are out there looking after our backs. But if you go and do a court martial or whatever it is, and you discipline the person and you don't tell us, you get me? Then we feel that no, nothing happened. And that's where the agitations come in. And also it emboldens the people inside there to continue to do the things that they do. So I think that going forward, everything must be transparent for us to know. And also they must relax the system so that we can talk about them when they go wrong. That's the whole thing. We shouldn't be afraid to talk about a military man or a soldier or an immigration officer or anybody who has done something wrong. But they intimidate us with their uniform. And that is not right in a democracy. It shouldn't be.
How do we deal? Because I realize that you're talking a lot more also about ordinary civilians. Not necessarily related to elections. Issues. How do we deal with incidents or cases where we've had a whole, almost like a battalion, go to a community to beat people just because a phone was stolen or a soldier was brutalized or maltreated? How do we deal with that moving forward? Because these are not election related as well.
Exactly. But then there are Ghanaians. But because we are a political we put ourselves in a political mindset, everything that has to do with politics takes center page. And the rest of the civilian population, that is the rest of us, the public, whom I represent, we are not thought of. I am saying, going forward, such things, those that are being taken into the military, let us look into their minds, whether it's the psychologists or whatnot. Because you can't afford to have sadists, people who just go wanting to inflict pain on others for no reason but for the fact that I have the power to do so.
I will come back to you for your final word. I'm coming to you, Nanaya. There's a message directly sent to you from Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa.
Who says, Beatrice, tell Nanaya, and he wants me to read to you, tell Nanaya Jantwa she is wrong. Emil Short investigated an incident and submitted his report only to be shelved by the previous government. Why should Nanaya speak to suggest that the report is useless? Tell her she is wrong. I didn't expect her to speak like that. Is this the type of advice she's offering at the president?
Mansa Musa, if you are listening to me, there's something called context. Within the context of when this happened, 2019, this report was very relevant because the thing had happened, and this is what was found out. Today, are you telling me that COP Abdul Razak, as he is the coordinator of national security, has to be restructured? Has anybody said so? I am talking about context. The context in which these investigations was done. It wasn't implemented.
So what you're claiming is that the wrong people were in the wrong place,
yes,
and now you're claiming that the systems have been
So are you telling me today, is there any report which says that the national security being headed by COP Abdul Razak has a problem? I just want to find out. Manza Musa, tell me. There's something called context, and when you go beyond that context, sometimes it becomes, opaque. It becomes archaic. It doesn't work anymore.
There's a message coming from Audu Adams Mooney. It says, good morning, Beatrice, please. What happened to the soldier who shot and killed Kaka in broad daylight at Tejura in the Ashanti region? Can anybody tell me they can't identify the officer responsible?
Because the bullet.
The national security today is now a reviewed institution. There's also Stephen Penn, who is saying, good morning, Beatrice. The truth is that most of the election violence was state-sponsored, and the government had no moral to investigate and punish their own. However, the day of accountability has dawned, and the culprit will have to dance to the tunes, and the victims will get justice finally. Ghana is working again. That's from Stephen Penwa in the Upper East region, and he says, my regards to Nanaya. Tell her I am not happy she came to work for her program and did not ask of me. Okay, so Stephen Masa Musa is typing in. I guess he has a response for you, but in like 30 seconds, if I could get your final word.
I just wanted to say something.
That would be your final word on this one?
Yes, on this one. I'm saying that Auntie should know that, Auntie Odelin should know that the people who were killed were not politicians. They were ordinary Ghanaians.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's the point she's made.
No, I'm saying that they are also ordinary Ghanaians. So if even it's being investigated, that is why it is even painful that these people who were killed were innocent people going about their business. I hear there was one that was a 15-year-old or something like that, who is obviously not a politician. But we should also understand, before we send the military high command, before they send, as Auntie Rose Darling said, they send anybody out there, they should rid the person of brute force. There should be a system where that they, because you see, Auntie, you are military, so you are military.
I'm not a wife. Yeah, so
you see,
it hurts me. You know,
the military understand the language of brute force.
Yes.
So you don't let the military come into a civilian environment without reorienting them. They go to war, they shoot. When they see an enemy, they are oriented to shoot.
Brute force.
Brute force.
Which is why there was that recommendation that they should not even be involved in elections last year. But let me get your final words, 30 seconds on this.
I'm just saying that, you know, we must try as much as possible to keep our security agencies professional. And we must try as much as possible to get the right people into those institutions, devoid of these political considerations, so that going forward, we will not be hearing such things.
Madam.
Okay, so my view is still on the accountability. Just like Auntie said, if we see people being held responsible, being punished for whatever they did in the past during election, I think fast forward, any election, they will be cautious and then they will not take the law into their hands.
And I was telling you earlier that the former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, Reverend Dr. Mishada Ewusuamwa, has been indicted, found culpable of procurement breaches and administrative lapses that cost the nation some 9 million Ghana cedis. So let me get your thought on that. In a minute.
Beatrice, you see, when the man is a reverend minister, and I heard he was going to be the senior pastor of his church, and he didn't do it. And this is where it is. Yesterday, yes, that's what a reverend minister should stay and preach and leave the others to do.
But if you check his profile, he has this professional finance accounting profile.
But you are a reverend minister. Most reverend ministers also have something. Some are doctor. Doug Mills is a medical doctor. My pastor, Reverend Fredegbe, is a lawyer. They all have professions. But if you decide to go with God and God say, come and be my senior pastor, you don't go, there's trouble. You see, yesterday I listened to Alfred, and I was listening to the breaches. And for me, I didn't know what to say, because these are things that should not happen. There's the procurement law. It indicates the processes to go through to get somebody to procure items for you. And I'm also asking, where is the procurement officer who was at the GRA at the time? Why is he not also involved? Because that person is supposed to be a technical person who should advise the chief executive, unless that Reverend Amishadai was very stubborn and he wasn't listening. Because your procurement officers would advise you. And the breaches are not small money. And also, he is in the SML deal that he has to be prosecuted. One person, double jeopardy. Shraj says that he should be referred to the Attorney General. Now, a special prosecutor is also is on your head. So I do not understand what actually happened. I don't know, maybe he took too much Christianity into public service. Because I don't understand that, as you're saying, he's a finance person. How can you let this happen to you? And it is, you see, it is also a lesson to everybody. We need to do a lot of training on the Procurement Act and the Financial Administrative Law. Do you get me? So that chief executive, I know government has done it. We have all gone through the training now. But it shouldn't be just a pass away or a pass through. We should be able to live with it, and it should be our Bible. There are conditions in there that determines what you can do and what you cannot do. How can you even, engage a company that has no address? So how was the money paid? In which name? Because you should inspect the facilities, everything, to ensure that they are capable. And as also, you should have remained there instead of going to be with these people. These people, if you go and be with them, you are in trouble.
Let me get your thoughts, Madam Mariana, on this Reverend Amishadai issue.
Well, I think that public procurement is a problem in this country. And I think that most people feel that sole sourcing should be the thing. Because when they do sole sourcing, they are able to get their 10% and whatnot. You understand? But it's really disheartening to think that in this country, someone can just form a company within 1 month and get a government contract worth so many millions, and at the end of the day, after 3-4 months, when the money is paid and the goods are supposed to have been brought, you don't find the company anymore. So to think someone even had no address leading to an uncompleted building, probably that company was not even properly registered, getting this kind of procurement deal. I keep asking myself, why is it that as a country, we do have the right to set up, for instance, machine shops where our cars could be taken for repairs and whatnot, and yet we still deal with the same suppliers who, when you take your car, just for them to take a bolt out from some particular company, will charge you 1,000 Ghana cedis because you get a work card, a job, what, and you take it just next door to somewhere, and they will just fix it, and it's 20 cedis. Yes. You understand? It's about time we started not letting these people milk us in the society. And some of these things, Rono and Rana Motors, it's so close. You understand? They're so evil-minded, and crime-minded that they go round pushing up names.
So what you're saying, you somehow agree with Nanaya Ajantua that instead of picking the overall boss, all the individuals in that chain should also be held accountable.
All of them should be held. Normally we keep saying that the boss. It's not just the boss. All those around should be held responsible.
Let me get your thought as well. Your final word in less than a minute.
In less than a minute.
Our time is up.
Okay. So it's quite unfortunate. Amishadai is not just a reverend, but used to be my father. I used to be at Tesano Baptist. Reverend Kujoamu was my uncle, so very related to him. It's quite Christian? That was in the past. Then, yeah. So I used to attend Tesano Baptist. So it's quite unfortunate. Yes. This issue, just like our mothers here are talking about, is not something we should just tackle from the surface. Right from the top to the security man. Should be held accountable for, because it's not one person who is going to take charge of everything, but from the registration of the business when it started to who even. So
even Registrar General should also be held accountable.
So it's not about one person or the boss, But the team has to be scrutinized very well, and then they have to be investigated.
They have to be investigated.
Yes.
Thank you.
Give me 1 minute, just a second.
No, not 1 minute.
A second. You see,
5 seconds.
I want to say that the sole sourcing
yes.
is in the procurement.
It's actually part of what he is said to have
No, it is there. It is in the procurement law. So if for any reason it's being abused, why don't we just take it off? Do you get me? But number two, this procurement, everything is problematic.
But there was a reason they put it there, so that there is no conflict of interest and other abuses.
I'm giving me half a minute. I am saying that at the end of the day, with all these procurement issues, you realize that you even spend more. If you want to buy a car, why don't you just go to the place
and
buy? If you want to buy books, why don't you just go and buy? Bring a receipt. Because this procurement law, I believe it's a World Bank thing that came with one of the IMF programs. I think we should have to relook at it. Everybody is falling foul of it. Everybody.
Thank you very much.
Because it's procurement, 1,000 you have to pay.
Nanaya Achempim Jantra, presidential staffer. Thank you so much for joining us. Also to Madam Rotlyn Imorayana as well, public interest advocate. We are grateful you could join us this morning. And of course, we've had Hajia Gloria Menu as well, who is women's organizer, United Party. National Women's Organizer, yes.
The whole.
Exactly.
So
Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your views with us. But Masa Musa actually came back. He said, my question is, has the recommendation by Milshot been implemented? If no, why? Tell Nanaya the crime does not expire. How can people implicated in criminal be let go scot-free because of context? Anyway, thank you so much for sending us your comments. So many comments coming through. Thank you very much for sending them to us. Well, pack up your day with Milky Way with the rich, smooth taste of peck milk shortcake. It is pure delight, and of course there are various tastes as well. As you can see, there's chocolate, there's I believe strawberry, and some other choco butter. So many coconuts as well, choco field, and so Nana actually wanted to have a taste. So you have the opportunity to select which one is your favorite. But thank you very much. That'll be it for the big issue. My name is Beatrice Edu. Yes.
Can we give a shout out? Can somebody else also come and advertise some tea, maybe? So that we can have some tea.
Okay, so you have the tea and the biscuit. That's lovely. Okay, thank you very much. And thank you to Eddie Joy for my costume. Thank you very much for joining us on the big issue today.
To find out. Emil Short didn't say that they should jail Brian.
He said he should be punished. So we'll have to go for a break now. But thank you very much for joining us.
I want to find out punished by.
It's the Gargantuan Cash Out, Friday, November 7th, 2025.